So let's talk a little bit about the situational factors that might influence sport participation and purchasing of sporting goods to participate. Some of the situational factors include physical surroundings, social surroundings, task and usage, time, antecedent states, and economic circumstances. And we like to refer to these situational factors as things that influence the adaptive participant. That is, I participate, but these sorts of factors will influence when I participate, whether or not I participate, and where I participate. And of course, the idea behind the adaptive participant view is participants learn information as they experience life. Participants try to make sense of information by making generalizations. Participants try to be consistent whenever risk is high. Participants try to do the best they can given the uncertain environment, and experience of situational factors are the most critical influences of participant behavior. So take me as a golfer. If I decide I wanted to play golf today, and I didn't have any place to play, things that would influence whether or not I would play would be the weather, and how crowded I thought it might be, and how much money I had in my pocket, and what other things I had to do today, so how much time I could spend playing golf. All these are factors that influence my participation in a sport given any particular day or time of the week. So we react to the environment around us. How do we deal with complexity, ambiguity, and more complexity? Okay. Some of the factors that are physical surrounding factors that influence us would be things like our senses, music, participation location, atmospherics, and of course, for participation, in many cases, if it's an outdoor participative sport, it is the weather. For instance, you might not play golf if it's windy. You might not be playing golf or tennis if it's rainy. You might not go for a walk or a run if it's too hot or too cold. So physical surroundings definitely impact participation and our enjoyment of that participation. Another factor are social surroundings. That is participating in a sport with others. For instance, I might go out today and play golf by myself, or I might call 2 or 3 friends and see if any of them can make it. And if they can't make it, maybe I won't play because I don't feel like playing by myself. There is this issue of crowds. Most people don't like to participate in a sport if they feel crowded. They don't want to stand in line. They don't want to wait for a particular machine at the gym or whatever. If the crowds are too big at the gym, we tend to try to find a different time to work out. If it's very, very busy in the morning at a golf course, maybe we'll play in the afternoon. And so these are the social surroundings factors that might influence our participation in a sport. Another is the task and usage. And of course, task and usage would include such things as whether we were giving something as a gift. But it's also a matter of what we're using the task to do. So for instance, you might participate in a sport because you like the social interaction of participation. Or maybe it's an emotional activity where you just burn off stress. Or maybe it's more behavioral where you try to burn off calories. Or maybe there's a medical reason. Your doctor said, you need to lose weight and you need to lower your blood pressure, and so you ought to get some exercise in every day. So you go to the gym every day for medical reasons. It's important for marketers to understand what the needs are and provide the right environment so that the participation in the sport matches your needs. There's also time. There's time as a product, that is buying time, and then there is time pressure and its impact on participation. So for instance, if you only have an hour to work out, it probably impacts how you will work out. Or if you can only go for a walk and you only have an hour to go for a walk, your route and the speed with which you walk and your enjoyment of that particular walk are probably all going to be influenced. And then there are antecedent states. Antecedent states are things like whether or not you're thirsty, whether or not you're hungry, whether or not you're tired, and the mood that you're in. All of these influence participation and, even more importantly, satisfaction derived from participation in a sporting activity. And so sometimes when you're tired and in a bad mood, maybe you shouldn't even go and participate in that sport, or maybe you won't. And then finally, we have economic circumstances. So, for instance, I may decide I want to go out and play golf, but I've only got $14, and I only know one place where I can walk on, carry my own bag, and play for $14 in the afternoon. And of course, you have to be a super senior to be able to do that. So things like cash on hand, amount of money in my wallet, whether or not I want to put something on my credit card, are all economic circumstances that influence my participation in a particular sport and influence the purchase of sporting goods so that I can participate.